In a cozy village there lived a tailor, but he was no ordinary one. His needle was swift and sure, his thread was strong, and his cloth was the finest in the land, and so it seemed strange that while everyone knew the tailor, none of them really knew anything about him. They saw him at his work, a craftsman surrounded by bolts of fabric, snips of scissors and spools of thread. They saw him walking to and fro in the marketplace, haggling for the best dyes and tools. They saw him at the town square, minding his own business, but they never saw him eat, drink, or speak to anyone, and so to them he was just the tailor, a man who cut and sewed, nothing more. Then one day as the tailor walked through the market, a burly man stopped him. "Hey, tailor," he said, "why aren't you like the butcher? He gives some of his meat to the poor and needy, doesn't he?" The tailor looked up, then replied cryptically, "God knows my intentions." Before the man could respond, the tailor turned and walked away. And though no one knew it, this simple reply sparked a wildfire of rumors. People began to whisper about the tailor's hidden ways, how perhaps he hoarded his money, never spent a penny on himself, and clothed himself in the finest garments made from the very cloth he sold. So when the tailor fell ill and lay shivering in his bed, not a single soul from the village came to visit. When he died and was laid to rest, only a handful of people showed up for his funeral, and they all thought that the tailor was a miser, a man who lived and died alone because he chose to be that way. And yet, a few days after the tailor's death, something peculiar happened. The butcher stopped giving away free meat. At first everyone was confused, then angry. "You promised us free meat," they cried, to which the butcher replied, "That was the tailor's money. He paid me to give you all meat every week. He wanted to do good and have his good deeds go unnoticed. That's why he asked me to keep it a secret, and that's why I never told anyone who gave the money." And so, as the tailor's legacy began to fade from memory, his final act of kindness became his defining moment, a silent testament to a generous soul. In a world where many show their good deeds like a peacock showing its feathers, the tailor's pure and anonymous generosity shone through, reminding us that true goodness doesn't need an audience. There are three important things to note here. First, we must remember that appearances can be deceiving. Just as the villagers saw the tailor's craft but not his character, we too often judge what we see on the surface. Second, the tailor's anonymous giving, he didn't want recognition or thanks. True generosity is like that. It just seeks to bless others without any fanfare. Third, the tailor's legacy outlasted his appearance. Despite how he was seen or not seen in life, his meaningful action made a difference even after his death. Friends, in our time, many people perform good deeds merely to be praised and gain a good reputation. They're like those who give to the poor so everyone will know their generosity. But the tailor, he embodied goodness. He didn't just do good things, he was a man of integrity, kindness, and quiet generosity. So today, let us all take a moment to consider the power of doing good deeds anonymously, of letting our actions speak louder than our reputations. And if you like this story, don't forget to subscribe. Also, feel free to share your thoughts, experiences, or any stories you want to include in the comments below. Once again, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you soon.